Imagine you can travel to any city that you would like. A city that will make you feel alive with a constant flux of energy, a fast, relentless, and always awake sense of being, an intensity that is unmatched by any other city in the world. From an iconic skyline and architecture to a cultural melting pot with over 800 languages spoken in just one city. You hungry? Because the food is here. Michelin star restaurants and signature street food with iconic and cultural landmarks and a hustle mentality that blends day and night. A street life that ranges from unpredictable to downright chaotic. And don't even get me started on the cultural impact in movies and series.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
But you can have it all, only in New York. New York City is one of the most important cities in the whole world, let alone the United States. Very uniquely positioned city, an island off the coast, and it's very, very particular in its weather, its residents.
Hey guys, I'm in New York City just hanging out.
Its whole aesthetic. But New York has always been one of the most important destinations for travelers. It is always on top of everybody's list when it comes to first cities to travel to. It is a hugely iconic city. But New York City has not been without some problems specific to the city itself. New York City has been currently grasping with some problems in the last couple of years, even taking a toll on the city and the residents themselves. Some of these problems are homelessness and the mental health. The city is facing a growing homelessness crisis, has been criticized for their ineffectiveness. The city has been struggling a lot with various issues that have risen from a mental health epidemic, a drug epidemic.
Well, now to an update on a story we first brought you this past fall, an open-air drug market taking over a section of the Bronx.
The city has been struggling to keep up with so many residents, so many issues, but it also has some other issues with the public health concerns. Also, not so long ago, it was very popular that a CEO of a very big health company, private insurance company, health insurance company, the CEO was killed by a New York resident called Luigi Mangione. This case attracted a whole lot of eyeballs, and people were quick to criticize not only the actions that were seen, but also sort of what the city has been struggling with. It's a culmination of all the issues just being brought down. The city has been struggling with this for a while. People were up in arms. People were criticizing a lot the public health system in the United States.
You know what's annoying me about this kid who killed this CEO is none of these news programs are talking about the incredible lack of empathy from the general public about this because of how these insurance companies treat people when they are at their most vulnerable, after we've all given them our money every fucking month and now we finally need you and all you do is deny us. I love that that fucking CEOs are fucking afraid right now.
And New York faced a lot of scrutiny in its health department and its security department, questioning whether people with money, people with certain jobs, people with certain positions are safe or not. Maybe there should be somewhat of a movement here and everything. This case has been followed along. Luigi Mangione has been trialed and is probably going to face a life sentence. And this has been a very, very unique aspect of New York. New York is a city where a lot of things happen, most of the time, all the time. And I wanted to visit New York a long time ago, since it's been a while since I last visited the city, and I wanted to see for myself how bad is this thing, how bad are the significant neighborhoods. Has the city really taken an impact? Can you see this impact on its structure, on its infrastructure, on its residents, on the public life? Or is it just really kind of like just more news, more noise than really anything else? And I wanted to test it out. I went to visit New York at the beginning of last month, and it was really, really interesting. The city does seem like it's been hit with something of a crisis right after COVID. This is not news. The city has been struggling ever since COVID, The city itself has a very productive GDP. The residents are extremely productive, but the city has been kind of struggling with a steady incline into homelessness, into drugs, into public issues. And I wanted to see if this is something that you could see as a tourist yourself, maybe something that residents see all the time, but tourists don't really get to see. So it was a very interesting time to visit New York. Trump was also admitted into office, saying that he was going to take a good look into New York's policies, into New York's government, and seeing what is going on with that too. The country was changing. Republicans were thriving, and they're still kind of thriving now. But it was a very interesting shift that you could sort of feel in New York. People were walking around with their "Make America Great Again" hats more often. They were more open about it. People were more open to the Republicans also taking them center stage in the parliament, in everything that's constituted the U.S. government. And I want to see for myself what is the toll on this too. Not just the bad issues, but what is attractive about New York. What makes New York such a historical city? Why do people all over the world plan to visit the city every year? It has an extremely dense population within an island. Things are really crazy to see. Particular architectural buildings that are extremely interesting to see, extremely gorgeous. Some of them not so gorgeous, some of them really incredible. But the city itself does feel like it's been trying to keep up with its residents, with its changes, with its problems. And it feels like they're trying to get the hang of things, but it does feel a little bit more unsafe. People are still traveling. Tourist numbers, I really don't think have declined. People were there for New Year's as well. New Year's was a huge event in New York, as always, and people were there a lot. And this is what I kind of really faced with while visiting the city. But I digress with all the issues and everything. New York is extremely incredible. It's just a great city that people should visit to really get the sense of what they're thinking about, of what they really feel about the city. To live there could be a really different thing. It does seem like the life there is really big city life and really fast-paced, kind of stressful life. But with all the issues, with all the ideas, everything besides, how is it? Despite everything, New York is still a great place to visit. It's still a very vibrant city. Tons of different museums, different cultures to soak in. A lot of people from New York probably most of them are all immigrants or descendant or have connections to family of other places. It's a huge melting pot of a city, which makes it really fun. It has that particular style that I really like. The buildings are awesome. They're beautiful to look at. New York at night is probably at its most beautiful that you're gonna see it ever. It's just breathtaking. Just lights everywhere you go, buildings everywhere you go. It's just very nice. New York is always an experience, and it's always an amazing experience. There are some dangers that come with visiting a city this big like New York, but they really don't outweigh the pros and just the fun that it is. Everything was closed, but yeah, it's a very expensive city to visit, to live probably, but to visit it's very expensive. Transport is cheap if you go by metro, but it's not really that convenient.
I did not get the job at Fruit Loops. My body is now your communion. Please eat from me. Eat from me.
And it's not really that clean or enjoyable of an experience, but you might as well go on it. Dining is expensive, but it's very nice. You can also do dining, which is very nice to have in a good city, right? In a big city. Really not common in a city like Miami, but it is really coming here to have diners that are just enjoyable, very nice, kind of chic looking, kind of small, but very vibrant in their colors, their food. Foods from anywhere. You got French, Italian, Asian, anywhere, any kind of food that you can think, Indian, anything that you like. You have it here, and you have probably a really nice place. I would recommend not eating in the heavily transited zones, just because the food is not that great and is really, really expensive. Hudson Yards is awesome, really, really beautiful to look at. The vessel, Highline is really, really nice. Yeah, basically New York is a 10 out of 10 destination, to be honest. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.